This place isn't about becoming millionaires. It's about building the local community. I suppose this place was kind of born out of the fact that I kind of thought, can we build a cinema where if 30 or 40 people come, we can actually make it sustainable.
But there's also just trying to see what people actually want from the space, rather than having to restrict them to just being about films.
We're up for anything. This isn't our building, it's the people of Whitley Bay's.
Must be all the weather we've had. So 2 tickets, B5 and B6, and there's your ice cream spoons for you.
I think you'd agree that people walk in here and go, oh, it's a proper cinema.
Yeah.
As opposed to, people's expectations are, I'm going to be sitting on a deck chair or sitting on a plastic chair in a community centre.
Not to be able to see.
And people deserve better than that. Is that a name?
No.
We should rename this room, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you were going to name it the Ridley Scott.
Because he's obviously a good local director. Never got around to formally asking him, or in other words, he never responded to the letter that I sent.
We managed to get 10 grand grant and a 10 grand loan, but we knew it wouldn't even touch building a cinema. You think, oh my life, they've got 20 grand. It really, really goes staggeringly quickly. As soon as you start doing any sort of kind of construction work or anything on a scale of this.
Dan first came up with the idea, and I looked into it and made sure he was actually not completely lying about everything.
The origins of Jam Jar Cinema were in the late 20s, early 30s, and the social paradigm was mum has to run the house. At the time, they couldn't be seen to be giving money to the children in the house, to go to the pictures, basically because it's an extra pint that Dad could have had the night before. But glass was expensive back then. And basically cinemas said, alright mums, send your kids with a jam jar, we'll take the jam jar off you and then collect the deposits back, but Dad will never know. We've also actually built that into the business model. So if you are coming to pay full price, bring along a jam jar, we'll knock it down to a £5. We'll turn them into light fittings, give them school groups who run chutney clubs and jam making and glass painting sessions with them. So that kind of tradition kind of still lives on, which is quite nice, to be able to be part of that story 8 years down the line. We're not a proper cinema, which we're quite proud to say. We're more than that. Well, that's a bold statement,
wow.
Isn't it? Wow.
I was just going to say corny, but okay.
Yeah, it's a bit corny. Just get that on a t-shirt. Not a proper cinema.
Umba,